Well, thanks, Julie. Last night we came to you from the Iron Horse Saloon, but tonight we have a much different look for you from up here at the West Photo Tower. You can hear the bikes are getting pretty loud behind me, and that's because traffic is picking up as more riders are trickling in. And one day out of the week, the Sturgis Rally unofficially heads west for some swine and song in Wyoming. Your live rally update continues after the break. Well, here comes the bride, all dressed in white and on a Harley. Two couples attending the rally this year decided to get hitched the biker way at a mile high. Well, riders travel from all over the country to attend the rally, but so do many folks working behind the scenes. Well, you may hear them on many loudspeakers across the city of riders, but who are they? Black Hills Fox reporter Heather Jansen takes you to learn more about the voices inside the radio. Clearly a very different scene from what we were seeing down here last night. At last check, the fire is 80% contained, with 70 personnel working on site mopping up the fire area. Take a look. This is the 11th annual Miracle Treat Day, with staff creating blizzards to raise a flurry of donations for Children's Miracle Network. Now, if you want to tweet your treat, you can hashtag Miracle Treat your selfie. The shooter, Omar Mateen, pledged his loyalty to ISIS, so officials are calling this an act of terrorism. Thanks, Julie. Alzheimer's disease is the 6th leading cause of death in the United States, affecting over 5 million Americans. But today, over 10,000 people across the country are participating in the longest day, walking from sunrise to sunset. I'm joined by... Thanks, Steve. The Predator Feed night tours are not only a way for the public to get a rare look at these carnivores in action, but also a way to fuel the sanctuary, which runs off of donations, volunteer time, and admission fees from tours like tonight's. I'm joined by founder Michael Welchinsky to tell me more. And you'll find a variety of bikes and a variety from people across the world here at the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally. But for some bikers, their bike tells their life story.
I can't stop without talking to people, and if I park it, there's people taking pictures. If I park it on the main street, there's 1,000 pictures taken of it.
If you saw Kerry Shoemaker cruising down Main Street in Sturgis, you'd probably ask him about his bike too.
I named it after Roger Waters because I listened exclusively to Pink Floyd and Oh Brother Where Art Thou for 10 years while I built it.
He says the one-of-a-kind motorcycle is 95% hand-built, but he didn't do all the work alone. He says this project started as a whim with his father.
Just sitting at the table talking and decided, what the heck, let's build a trike. There wasn't a need for it or a want for it or anything. It was just something to do together with my dad.
And now Shoemaker is riding this year in honor of his father, who passed just 3 months ago.
He worked with his hands all his life. He started this project and came down with Alzheimer's, and I ended up with it and took it over and finished it.
With family heirlooms and other decorations that resemble where he came from adorning the bike, it's truly an eye-catching masterpiece.
It's freedom from everything to come here. You know, you can let your mind go. You don't have to be back home. You don't have to carry all your problems with you.
And while his dad never got to come to the rally, the bike he helped his son build is keeping his spirit alive.
He's here, so he's here.
And attending the world's largest motorcycle rally is a tradition for many bikers every year, but also for some police officers from surrounding areas that make the trip to Sturgis annually to serve.
Was invited to come through my partner to ride the police motorcycles at the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally, and kind of got addicted, come back every year.
Because it was an experience you can't experience anywhere else.
Even bikers in uniform aren't exempt from the lure of the legendary rally.
You know, this is the big thing that lots of us save our vacations to come to.
Every year, the Sturgis Police Department swears in several temporary officers to become special officers for 9 days, helping to patrol the city of riders.
Accidents, trespassing, unwanted individuals, alcohol on the streets, all aspects of police work.
Normal police work in an abnormal time of year for this small town. Officer Greg Swanson is returning for his 38th rally and has seen it grow tremendously over the years.
If we had 3 full blocks of Main Street full of bikes, we had us a rally. And now it's like 15 square blocks of bikes, and people are saying, how come nobody's here? So it's changed an awful lot in that respect.
It's not the hardcore bikers anymore. It's a little bit of everybody, the family. So it's a lot quieter on Main Street. There isn't as much rowdiness as there used to be. It's kind of all moved out to the campgrounds in those areas.
Both officers agree riding on two wheels helps them respond more efficiently. In their combined 58 years of experience in Sturgis, they've seen several accidents firsthand.
My advice is, if you want to learn how to ride a motorcycle, this isn't the place to learn how to ride a motorcycle.
It's one of Democratic presidential candidate Bernie Sanders' biggest talking points, helping the poor get out of poverty. And today he visited one of the poorest counties in the country.
Poverty is much too high. Is that right?
About 1,200 supporters rallied together in a gymnasium on the Pine Ridge Reservation to have an intimate conversation with the Vermont senator.
6 of our relatives have died in the back of our tribal ambulances 8 miles from the next nearest ER. That is unacceptable and it's criminal.
Some of the issues on the docket: healthcare, job creation, economic stimulation, and education.
Because a lot of us can't afford school.
Okay.
And it's like another obstacle, like, oh my God, how am I going to pay for this?
Several Native Americans expressed their disappointment with Indian Health Services and the dangers they face.
We've had relatives that have passed away because of the substandard care in IHS.
With about 97% of the Pine Ridge population living below the federal poverty line, getting a visit from a presidential candidate trying to understand life's harsh realities on the reservation left a lasting impression.
We were a part of his agenda, that he thought of us and considered us. No one else does.
Last May, hundreds of homes on the Pine Ridge Reservation were damaged by severe storms and floodwaters. And today, the Federal Emergency Management Agency gave the keys to one of the final recipients of new manufactured homes. Black Hills Fox reporter Eliana Sheriff takes us to Pine Ridge for more.
This is so many homes that were affected, so many households, so many children that have a safer, warmer, healthier home to live in.
Last August, President Obama made federal funding available for more than 300 households affected by storm damage earlier that year in May.
Hail that just ruined the roof. Holes, big hail.
Assistance ranged from temporary housing and home repairs to brand new manufactured replacement homes for 196 people.
The best day of my life, actually.
Oglala Sioux Tribe President John Yellowbird Steele says he thinks a better living environment will directly tackle their suicide epidemic.
I had an attempted suicide in Manderson here a couple of days ago. But I haven't had a completed suicide in over 6 months. And I attribute it a lot to what FEMA has done here on Pine Ridge.
We are coming into people's lives at often what's one of the most difficult times, and so we see those challenges.
This was one of the first times in the continental United States that FEMA took on permanent housing, which included them bringing water and sewer lines to places that didn't previously have any, and also making sure that all the sites had electricity.
We see the gratitude that the families that we're assisting show, and so, like I said, days like today really make our job worthwhile.
And for Leroy Brokennose, who will share his new home with his nephew, today leaves a lasting impact.
You know, he's going to be here many years down the road after I'm gone.
Reporting in Pine Ridge, I'm Eliana Sheriff, Black Hills, Fox News.